Hi everyone, Deep the Knee Breath Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new Rico Nasty mixtape, Las Ruinas. Yes, this is a brand new tape from rapper Rico Nasty, comes a few years after the release of her album Nightmare Vacation, one of her brightest moments artistically in my opinion so far, not only because there were great tracks on here, but this LP also showed how versatile Rico is, branching off into pop rap and hyperpop a little bit as well, extending her reach beyond the trap and trap metal that she built her name on up until that point. So I was excited to hear her push it even further on another batch of tracks here, especially since she seems to have backed off of Atlantic on this one and has kept this tape on her Sugar Trap label. And in a way, she definitely does bring more variety on Las Ruinas than she had on Nightmare Vacation, but simultaneously, this thing is easily my least favorite Rico project so far. Generally, it just does not feel up to par with the stuff that she's been dropping over the years, even if I do enjoy hearing her flirt with some ultra-aggressive breakbeat type shit on Watch Your Man and Intrusive. Cause honestly, there are just too many cuts on this thing where I'm scratching my head and I'm left wondering why. Like on the song Vaders with BK the Ruler, where flow and tempo just don't seem to be a factor at all here, especially past the midpoint. Kind of sounds like both of them are struggling to find where the beat is. The super heavy-handed auto-tune and vocal effects on Fucking Lady are so over the top, their grating makes the track unlistenable. 1 on 5 is a kind of okay groovy banger, I suppose, for the dressing room. A little bland by Rico standards, but I suppose it's cool to hear she can do a song in this direction. Dance Scream is just some really subpar rap-infused dance pop that just does not stand up to anything in Rico's catalog so far, and the pitched vocals from front to back on Skullflower make it sound like an experiment gone wrong, really a cut that should have been left on the cutting room floor. The Always skit doesn't as much feel like a skit, it's more like a very tedious interlude that lasts too long, and the Fred Again Rico Nasty remix sticks out like the sorest of thumbs in this track list due to its hyper-aggressive dance beats, and Rico sounding like she is phoning it in lyrically, which just further contributes to this project feeling like a random assembly of extras Rico's been sitting on for a bit. Easy is a very dramatic acoustic emo type cut that I don't think goes over as well as intended. So yeah, these are the tracks that I primarily have issues with, but even the more listenable songs have their flaws as well. Blow Me, for example, has a decent beat and flow, but lyrically, again, Rico is dropping struggle bar after struggle bar. Like, she's had way wilder shit to say on tons of previous tracks. Then Black Punk has a song concept that obviously matches Rico's style perfectly, but the effortless hook and generic trap beat don't really bring much to the table. Plus, the song suddenly ends by segueing into sort of a dance section that feels like a Crystal Castle song. The song Messy features a lot of elements operating all at once. The break beats, the auto-tuned yelpy vocals, the Britney Spears references, the Tizo touchdown intro and outro, which is quite dramatic and interesting, but damn if all these pieces don't really work together all that well and just merely feel thrown into a pile. As far as moments on this thing that do actually strike my interest, there is the closer, which seems to be a very heartfelt tribute to Rico's mother and child. Not my favorite song here, but I will say the sentiment certainly strikes harder than what many of the other songs on this thing are about. And not to say I was looking for a super deep project from Rico on this one, it's just that I think she's had, better writing, better lyricism, more standout one-liners, just really everything on previous efforts. The song GOTSTA Get Paid instrumentally, and I would say to a degree vocally as well, feels like a really cool old school throwback piece of horrorcore, which I think given Rico's style is a vibe that she plays into really well. Watch Your Man that I mentioned earlier with Marshmello in the mix is a highlight too, especially given the interesting transition from these break sections to these more trap-oriented sections. And outside of that, there's not really a whole lot about this tape that I loved or enjoyed. I really do feel like Rico threw together her weakest batch of tracks so far on this one. Like, she's done far better stuff in the past. Better verses, better choruses, pick better production. Yeah, sure, there are a few stylistic surprises in the track list here, but beyond that and a couple of tracks, there's not really anything else I can praise this record for. Like, this is just not Rico at her best, not even close. But since this is a mixtape and it's been a few years since a larger project from Rico came out, I'm hoping we don't have to put too much stock in this and that something more interesting and more well put together is coming down the pipe. Feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 on this one. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Rico Nasty, forever.